Good afternoon, delegates, and welcome to the discussion session of ALSA International Video Conference, April 2021. We hope you have had a good insight from our respectable speakers and are ready to engage in the discussion to draft a policy recommendation to our theme of environmental protection in Asia, rights to clean water access. Right now, we have the delegates from Singapore, Indonesia, Thailand, Brunei, Malaysia, Japan. Right, so in our discussions, we will be discussing a few topics as stated in the participants and delegates guidelines of AIVC April 2021. The delegates will be able to suggest a motion or topic of discussion after the two first obligatory topics. And in the last motion, we will be discussing the points of the policy recommendation itself. To speak and express their opinions, a delegate must first use the raise hand feature on Zoom chat and let to speak by the moderator. Thank you, delegates, for your active discussion in the motions. We have had some very good insights on the challenges of gaining clean water and the pollution, which may hinder our community in having it as well. On our last motion, we will be discussing the points of the policy recommendation draft. To all delegates who would like to express their opinions and speak, please do not hesitate to use the raise hand feature.
Hello, everyone. First of all, the things that I would like to point out is the education of the public. So it will be best for the government to educate the public, local businesses and other organizations on a variety of pollution prevention issues. And it will be great also for the government to actually organize a project on erasing this pollution issue. For example, like in the Minnesota police. Minnesota.
Very much, Hidayah from Brunei. So your suggestion was focusing more on the education and also socialization to local business and also communities to make preventions to pollution itself. Right. Thank you very much. Any other delegates who would like to speak and give out their opinions?
May I?
Yes, Azizul from Malaysia, you may speak.
Before I address any suggestion, I think that I would like to address the issue of the managing water environment. I think that one of the reasons why there's an issue in terms of the clean water is because of the overexploitation of resources, which is mostly done by businesses, because nowadays we are living in a globalization era where businesses can go from one country to another country to expand their business, right? So
Right.
I think that in order to have clean water, the cooperation with the local authorities in enhancing the enforcement within your jurisdiction is very important. What I mean by that is that the local authorities should enforce a law specifically for the businesses to not pollute and not over-exploiting the water, so that everyone will have the same access of clean water, which is mainly from the river. So I think that is one of the ways I would like to recommend. And then there's also the increased awareness, like what Hidayah said earlier, that increased awareness activities with all stakeholders on the need to protect our rivers as a source of water supply. So basically, it is more about making people aware that this water should not be polluted. So this is more like about educating and creating a program so that people are aware of the issue. So I think that is all I have.
Thank you very much, Azizul from Malaysia. Your suggestion was to for the government to enforce a law so that businesses and also companies would not overexploit these access to clean water.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. So next, we have our delegate, Dunta from Indonesia. You may speak and express your opinions.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
I would like to agree with the delegation of Malaysia. Water pollution is very crucial, and I think the cause of that is because also a lot of company, also big company, dump their trash to the river, and I think the government needs to strengthen the policy of environment. I'm sorry. In, the environment policy, and I think that it is very important for the government to do that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dwinta from Indonesia. So the suggestion was in regards to the enforcement of the policies itself and also the law. So not only making the law available, but also making the law, not only making the law legal, but also enforcing them in ways that would be followed by the businesses and things like that. All right. Any other delegates who'd like to express their opinions?
I would like to.
Yes, Alex from Thailand, you may speak first, and then after this we have Lucas from Japan.
From my opinion, the government should start shaping an urban space. As we know, there is a persisting inequality in access to improved sanitation between urban and rural areas and within urban areas. While substantial progress has been made across the Asia-Pacific region in the past 2 decades, access to improved sanitation facilities remains low in rural areas of several countries. Fewer than 40% of Cambodians' rural residents, for example, have access to improved sanitation facilities compared to more than 80% in urban areas. Given that the region's urban population has more than doubled between 1950, numerous cities are facing issues developing the adequate infrastructure to keep up with the quick expansion of urban populations and their associated water and sanitation needs. So basically, I want to suggest that the government should have a better policy and shaping the urban space.
All
That's
right.
all from me.
Thank you very much, Alex from Thailand. It was a very insightful suggestion and good suggestion on the sanitation itself and how it is important to the access to clean water. Thank you very much, Alex. Next, we have Lucas from Japan. You may express your opinion.
Thank you, moderator. My suggestion is in line with the three delegates before, which is to increase sanitation among countries. And my suggestion is actually taken from the WASH policy from the UNICEF, which is an abbreviation of water, sanitation, and hygiene. I would like to point out, aside from the institutions or companies that affect the water sanitation around them, I would like to suggest the reduced of open defecation. Open defecation. Despite the great progress, 610 million people in Asia, or in particularly South Asia, still practice open defecation, which provided over 60% of the global burden of this case. What I want to suggest is for the nations to build a policy or to provide facilities for people, especially in rural areas, for them to gain an access of toilets, of clean water, of facilities that would separate their defecation access and clean water access, so that the water in rural areas won't be contaminated by them. So yeah.
Thank you very much, Lucas from Japan, for bringing up also a very important topic and insight as well. So in regards to that, he brought up this topic of sanitation and also how open defecation may impact and have impacted the clean water access in rural regions, especially in South Asia. Thank you very much, Lucas from Japan. Next, we have Ashikin from Singapore. Yes, you may speak.
Okay, hi, hello. So I want to add some more points based from the before delegates. So I would like to add some points regarding about improved sanitation and also water facilities. I suggest that we should start providing toilets and latrines that flush into a sewer or safe enclosure. And also the government should actually promote good hygiene habits as set by Hidayah, that is through education, by giving proper hand washing with soap and water that can reduce diarrhea causes by up to 35%. And the government should also provide home water treatment capability through the use of filters, solar disinfection, or in order to make drinking water safe. So that's some of my suggestions for the improving the sanitation and water facilities for me. Yes.
Right. Thank you very much, Ashikin from Singapore, for your suggestion on the facilities which must be provided for the sanitation itself, and also enforcing clean habits on and also sanitation, so that there are access to clean water itself. Thank you for all delegates for all of your active discussions and also fruitful suggestion as well to our policy recommendation. We hope that this policy recommendation is well received by our stakeholder. And with this, the discussion session has ended and we may move on to our next agenda of the event. Thank you very much, and ALSA, always be one.